We're live.
Hello.
And welcome to USLA, episode 3.
Welcome. Yeah.
We'll give it a few minutes. Probably been teasing y'all here for an hour. I don't know how it pops up in there, so we'll see what goes on. We'll be having Roberto probably popping in here in a little bit, and probably Tommy. Everyone's having signal issues today for some reason.
Yep.
We'll be having Roberto's signal issues today for some reason.
Still says you can't go live for 25 days.
Hello there, Michael.
Hey, Michael. That was quick. Who says you can't go live for 25 days?
Facebook. I'm restricted on everything. Yeah. This is like the 8th time in 5 months.
Oh my.
They restricted me. They just keep on.
Oh, yeah.
So we are on Facebook Live and 2 YouTubes. I know we're on my channel and Glory Be today.
Yep. Glory Be here. Glory Be.
What's up, Brian? Hey, Uncle Deuce.
Yes,
Gerald.
indeed.
Yeah, it looks like y'all are coming from my channel. Hey, Joshua. So we're going to do our best to maybe make this short and sweet.
Yep.
We're going to stay structured today.
Try not to digress too much.
Tis, Facebook repeat offender, Michael says.
Yeah, we're all repeat offenders.
Always.
On some platform, if not multiple platforms.
Frankly, I'm surprised they don't have as many strikes as they should have. Hey, Wes! Wes is here.
I've got 3 community guidelines just this week from TikTok.
Well, I'm locked out of my TikTok. I had to make a new one, so I've got to go on there and make one and let everyone know to come back and follow me on my new one.
Sweet. Uncle Deuce says he might run for a minute. Him and Barnes are breaking down SCOTUS rulings. That's a good place to go. Don't worry.
It's 3 hours tonight. Hopefully not that long. We're not
Yeah,
going to
not
do that
long.
long. No.
You can come back and watch it.
So I guess with that we'll go ahead and move forward on our TikTok Chinese malware. See, Wes knows. He knows Wes. He's just playing around. Tanya and I are going to talk about our USLA educational packets. We've been putting them together. There's been a lot of work involved so that when they're done, you'll be able to upload or download, I guess, all the information, print it out. You'll be able to hand that file off to other people. You'll be able to make packets and hand those packets off to other people that seem very, very interested in what we're doing, who we are. Those will contain scripts so that you can talk to your neighbor, feel comfortable talking to your neighbor, have a direction to go with that, different information regarding Agenda 2030, Bilderberg. What else, Miss Tanya?
There will be a main flyer for just explaining who USLA is, a business card for USLA, a foldable about the political prisoners from J6. There'll be information about the white flag of truce in there, Proclamation 9994, the emergency declaration, and the powers it gives the president. There'll be information in there about the grand jury. And then, like you said, a script about USLA. A few people wrote up how they would describe or how they would introduce to people what USLA is and the mission and how
and
to
how
get
to start the conversation. Just
Mhm.
how to start the conversation with people. So there's about 4 or 5 of us that wrote some stuff up, and we decided to go ahead and just include all of those because people might have different vernacular. People might be more comfortable with different ways it's been explained, or even we all had kind of some different takes on it as well that all combined. So that way it'll kind of give you an option what you're comfortable with, or if you run into one person and one script might work and you feel like that script will work, and then you run into another person and try another one. So the goal is to be able to start the conversation.
Again, thank you to everyone who's been working on all those documents. It's been like a huge undertaking, and we do plan to have it ready Wednesday to mail out. Lisa can tell you how you can get a copy of that if you want it, if you're interested in it. And it is something we will continue to build on too. So just give us time as we find information through our research and development team. They've been working hard on this project as well as public relations. So, yeah. And then tell them how they can get that if they want it.
What we're going to do is we are going to upload the file onto Facebook on the USLA pages and pin them at the top. We're also going to put them on Clout Hub and pin that at the top. We're going to upload it on Telegram. We're going to pretty much upload it everywhere we can and pin it at the top for y'all so you can access them. I would encourage you to download them, put them on a thumb drive. Then you can file share. If you get them downloaded and you've got a bulk email people that you just want to send it to them. I mean, it doesn't take more than a couple minutes to send a file. You want to get them printed up, print up a few, 4 or 5 of them, be able to hand them out. My suggestion would be, wait till you have a conversation with people to understand how much information you want to give them regarding that. Have a conversation with the script for USLA. See if you can get them interested. There are going to be some people that are going to be in the know, gung ho. Those would be the people you want to distribute this to immediately. There's going to be other people that maybe you want to give them the USLA and understanding of the 16 points regarding the emergency declaration, the presidential powers over an emergency declaration. Sometimes you're going to have to discern how much information you want to give somebody. If you start handing them a whole bunch, they might look at you and declare you insane and walk away. So just try to be discerning about it. I don't want anyone to waste their resources. It looks like we got a guest. There it is. Tommy. We got Tommy.
Hey, Tommy. Glad you made it.
Yay. So, it's something we've all learned. We can't just go running up to people and be like, hey, did you hear the WHO and all kinds of stuff? I mean, some people aren't ready for that. But they definitely are ready to understand the 16 powers a president has under an emergency declaration. So that's a very simple one. The white flag, some people might not be ready for that. But with that white flag document, I also have included the U.S. Title 18 codes 241 and 242, and that discusses the law over the color of law, which talks about, I don't have it directly in front of me, so forgive me, but basically if 2 or more persons conspire to coerce, stop, infringe on someone displaying their constitutional rights, that is illegal. So that those 2 title codes will actually give you a legal way to fight back when you're in a not friendly town, perchance, and you're exercising your constitutional rights. because we've seen what's been going on in Seattle, Portland, and the list goes
Yeah.
on.
And that's important information to have on you when you are at a peaceful assembly. I think people will be open possibly to the information about the political prisoners as well from J6. So there'll be a lot of good information in their packet just to hand to people. So we're looking forward to getting that out to everyone.
Hey Vincent, how are you doing? What about asinine red flag laws, Michael? Michael, it's a work in progress. You know, of course, they're moving faster than we can put things together, but we have a good base start with. I think that, you know, we have to do appropriate research first on red flag laws regarding what they just passed. So we don't really have a good or bad position because we just don't have the exact accurate information to do that. Tommy buddy smile, says Wes. See, you and Wes are best friends now, Tommy.
I can't read text. I can't see nothing.
You can, at the bottom of your screen, it should say chat. Can't hear?
I didn't say I was mentally incapable of figuring out how to see the text. I'm saying the text won't pop up in my thing. So usually I got like a laptop and my phone, and I can see it, and I can talk to Wes and everybody
Jasmine
else,
says hi, Tommy.
but I can't see nothing. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm driving. My service sucks.
The handsome Cuban guy should be stopping in here at some point.
Bob asks, how many pages is a pamphlet? Bob, we don't have an exact number on that yet. We're putting it together. Most topics that are going to be in there will not be more than a front and back page. Some are one page, some are front and back. So
I'm thinking, I've added it up. It will probably be 7 to 8 pages front and back.
Yeah.
That's why it's called a packet. So again, Lisa was saying, you know, you can print out what you think is sufficient for your area or for what you're doing, or print it out in, I don't know, a series, whatever you want to do. Go hand some of it to people and then go back to that area and hand some more of it to them later. I guess it also depends on how much it costs for you to print it and how much you're able to spend on printing.
And the other thing too is don't be afraid to call local printers in your area, have a discussion with them, see if they are open to donating some printing services. I know in Texas we've had some donate, you know, $20, $30 worth of printing, which doesn't seem like a lot, but that gets you, you know, 200 pages black and white most of the time. So you don't have to print it in color. Of course, it's going to have color, so it's nice and pretty. You can see it on the screen and all that fun stuff. But, you know, I don't know about you, but I'm po. So we're just going to figure it out how we do it. Robert Escobar. He's asking questions already. Have you guys come up with policies you support or demands? Robert, we're not going to address that tonight. Right now, we're just having a discussion about updating USLA.
Oh, she was stopped. We support the Constitution of the United States of America. Is what we support.
We support the Constitution of the United States is in our mission statement.
And that's what we demand as well. We demand that we reinstate the Constitution.
Protect and preserve our rights and liberties that are enshrined in the U.S. Constitution.
And to educate people about the Constitution.
Yep. Vince's as well. All right, I'm gonna pedal for volunteers. I'm straight up gonna say it. Anybody out there, if you guys have an hour a week to donate your time, remember, if you just sit idly by and do nothing, you have no right to bitch. So we're looking for people to help moderate social media forums, help admin them a little bit. You know,
I'll be honest, the only reason that I do anything is so that I can bitch about it. It's the only reason I participate.
Well, we know that. You're just full of it. We need people for public media, security, anything. Anyone that wants to type things up, anyone in research and development, please reach out to us. I'm going to put our email in.
You'll sound like a robot.
No, she doesn't. You don't sound like a robot to me.
Oh, it's just Tommy, man. I'm going to put our email in. God dang it, if I could spell it right.
Jasmine Marie, I see you said you were very involved at one time. Please get in touch with us. Tommy, is that you?
Private chat, dude.
I think it might be.
Lisa can't work technology, y'all. Can't work technology.
If you can see, we all look exhausted, and we look that way because we honestly are. So, you know, we do need your help. And like Lisa said, if you're not doing anything, the least you can do is have a conversation with us each week, other than, you know, the conversation we have here. Reach out to us and tell us what you can do to help us. There's so many ways that you can help us, that we can work together. We can help you. We're still communicating with organizations and uniting within the states, and just doing everything we can to support each other. That's the mission.
Okay, yeah, I put the email in there. Anything y'all are offering to do, please reach out on that email. We'll get right back to you. I am going to go ahead and do what we already discussed we were going to do, because Robert Escobar, we all knew it was coming. Hang on, let me get Tommy in here real quick. Tommy's back and forth on his stuff.
For those of you that are on YouTube, it's USLA admin at protonmail.com. So,
all right, Robert. Robert says, okay, what would you say to someone who says the Constitution is already being enforced? For example, the Supreme Court decision that just happened. I'm going to give you USLA's official statement, Robert. 10th Amendment. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. That's our official statement.
That's our response.
And we'll go on from there. Dash Hound, Dachshund Lover, hello. I'll be back. Okay. With that, Matt has a few things he would like to discuss going on in the world today.
Well, okay, so I guess I'm going to go right to what you're going to see. And one of the things that you'll see in the Patriot Pack will be about the Bilderberg Group. So I don't know if anyone has heard about Bilderberg Group. It's not like, a builder. It's Bilderberg. This was founded. I'm just going to read to you what you're going to also read when you get the packet, and I'm going to lead into something else that's a little bit deeper, just a little bit. USLA would like to introduce you to the Bilderberg Group. It's founded by Dave Rockefeller of the Rockefeller family, which if you don't know who the Rockefeller family is by now, just go look at pictures of what they look like. In 1954, this was founded. Many have heard of the name but do not completely understand the vast power this private and secretive group wields. It produces immense influence and control on governmental policies for society through the collusion of private industry and government. There's more to that, but I don't want to. I want to get to the good stuff. It's all good. Let me get to some juicy stuff here. This Bilderberg meeting is an annual conference designed to foster dialogue between Europe and North America. Again, this has been going on since 1954. Every year between 120 and 140 political leaders and experts from industry, finance, labor, academia, and the media are invited to take part in this meeting. About 2/3 of the participants come from Europe and the rest from North America. Approximately a quarter from politics and government, and the rest from other fields. So the Bilderberg meeting is a forum for informal discussions about major issues. The meeting was held under the Chatham House rule, which is where I'm going to lead into what is the Chatham House rule. The Chatham House rule is, quote, when a meeting or part thereof is held under the Chatham House rule, participants are free to use the information received, but neither the identity nor the affiliation of the speaker or speakers, nor that of any other participant may be revealed. So this is a very secretive group, a very secretive meeting, and the information that they put out there is not to be revealed at any given point in time. And if it is released, no name of any kind of sort or a government name or organizational name is to be revealed. Probably wondering, okay, I've never heard of the Chatham House rule. You're probably like, what is the Chatham House rule? Well, what is the Chatham House? What is the Chatham House Foundation? Chatham House Foundation has headquarters in New York City, and the Chatham House is actually the Royal Institute of International Affairs. Okay, so this was formed back in 1919, 1920. It was given its royal charter by King George V in 1926. And the patron of the Chatham House, which is the Royal Institute of International Affairs, the patron, the individual who's at the very top, is the reigning sovereignty, the reigning sovereign, Queen Elizabeth II, who's been the patron since she ascended to the throne in 1952. So, what is the Chatham House and why is it important? Because there are individuals and entities that you know of. You've heard of Bill and Melinda. You've heard of the United Nations by now. You've heard of UNICEF. All these companies in the United States have been donating money to this organization and to the Bilderberg Group, having these secretive meetings without anybody knowing, without any kind of transparency between you and I and them. So whatever they're saying and whatever they're doing and all their money that they're spending, that money is actually your money. That's our money that they're using for their goals and their objectives and their missions, which is not beneficial to you and I. They've been doing this for a very long time. And this is just a little bit. This is just a piece of what's at the very top, because these two groups, the Bilderberg Group, y'all, that y'all gonna read about more of, and the Chatham House, they're connected together and they form part of what we call the Round Table, which is a legitimate thing. A lot of this stuff may seem far-fetched and hard to believe, but I promise you, I have the evidence, I have the credible information and links and sources that will blow your mind, that will reveal it all. I am not making any of this. I'm simply trying to just expose the truth here show you that it's not necessarily a lie because they're not really lying to us in a sense, but when we ask for this information, they will then lie about it and make up something to deceive us, to make us look the other way and distract us.
Someone's commented that they've never heard of them, so definitely do your research. That's why we put this information out there. And then someone's mentioned look at BlackRock, Vanguard, Rockefeller, and all that.
Rockefeller is right at the top, but even BlackRock's underneath them. Mm-hmm. So knowing the hierarchy of how these evil individuals have been working and been taking control of literally of how a human mind operates. Psychological warfare is something that they've been doing for a very long time. And we're just now really putting the pieces together. It had to take this, it had to go this course for us to reveal all this information. Because 100 years ago, we didn't have this technology that we have now. So even though they created it to really track us and gain statistics on the people, we are actually able to use it to talk to people now from all across the world. As opposed to 100 years ago, there was none of that. You would have to take a train or a boat, and then by the time you got there, you might not even got there. Or by the time you got there, the information's already changed. So we're just simply trying to convey this information. If you want to know more about any of this information, the email address is on there. We'll drop it again here soon, right now, and at the end of the chat as well. USLA admin@protonmail.com.
And someone just asked, for those of us who don't know, what is USLA? You want to do that?
Well, USLA, our mission statement. I mean, our mission statement.
Yeah. For those of us who don't know, the volume on my phone is messed up. So if someone could type it out for me, I would appreciate it.
USLA, our mission, again, to reiterate, is to protect and promote United States sovereignty, restore liberty, defend our Constitution by means of education, demonstration, and peaceful assembly. And that's exactly what we're doing, because everything that I'm reading to you here, even though it might be something based in London, they're having meetings here. We have American companies and American-born people that are from here operating in international activities without our consent and without our awareness. And it is our job and our duty, the people sitting here. Sorry, I don't want to get too passionate here. I'll try to dim it down a little bit. Okay? But it's our responsibility and it is our duty as leaders of this organization, as state leads of this organization, as you and I, as the people here on this live commenting right now, listening to my voice, it is up to each one of us to disseminate this information to the next person, because it is the only way that we're going to change this world. Otherwise, they're going to trample all over us, and they will continue us. And I hope that many of y'all are ready for when the fight comes knocking at your front door, because that's what we're trying to prepare you for. Because they're way far ahead of us. We're just trying to get y'all caught up to where we are. God bless y'all. I got to step away for a minute.
So that's what we're doing. I mean, these research and development teams, we get the information, we start going through it. We have multiple people checking, verifying it, trying to put it out there in digestible words, digestible links, because when you start going into a subject, all of us know, we start going into a subject, you're looking here, you're looking there, you're into 10, 20, 30, sites, you're getting bombarded, you have to filter through it, it's exhausting. And so we're trying to take all this information and combine it and filter through it and then give it to you guys, so it's easy to take and then spread that information that's legitimate information, so you understand. I mean, it's not, it goes all the way to the top. USLA, I mean, we realize that the head of the snake all the way to the top. It's the globalist agenda, and we all see it. We see the WHO getting involved in different things through those amendments that they were trying to pass, which was potentially taking away our U.S. sovereignty. There's Bill Gates, George Soros. There's these different other global citizens that are meddling into countries' affairs that are affecting countries' sovereignties, including our own. Tommy wants to speak. I think this is Tommy's passionate area. We're all passionate.
To unmute to speak
about it. Nobody has a right to mess in our U.S. sovereignty. Nobody has a right to give it away, and nobody has a right to pull strings to make people act and behave in a certain way because they think that's best for us. That takes away from our inherent natural rights or our God-given rights, whichever direction you want to go with it. We have those inherent rights that we are born with. We have a right, our own agency, our free will. We have a right to make those decisions for ourselves, whether it be the smartest decision in the world or not. We're human. You have a right to make those mistakes. Nobody has a right to tell you what you can and can't do in those aspects, what you should and shouldn't do in those aspects. Nobody has a right to sit there and play God or play that they're more superior than you, I guess is the better way to put it. So,
with the goal of depopulation.
Yeah, I mean, we can go on the whole list. I mean, if you just go read the UN Agenda 2030, that is put out by the United Nations, it clearly talks about depopulating the world because the world cannot sustain the exponential population growth. It's there in black and white. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's not an opinion. It's just there in black and white.
Just don't get caught up with their smooth words.
They have very smooth words. So.
And they've already started in many ways with their bioweapon and the destruction of food plants, and we could get into all of that, but
that's not what we're doing today.
Matt's got another topic to talk about. Tommy, did you want to talk?
Yeah, he does.
He's trying, but his thing isn't catching up here.
So if y'all want to know something as well, so just so y'all know that we're United States is part of the United Nations. We are a member country of the United Nations, a partner of the world of the United Nations is Ukraine. They are a partner. They're not a member country, but they're still a partner, just like as many other countries. So just so y'all know that the United Nations and the United States, Ukraine, as well as Russia a little bit, as well as all under United Nations, just so you know. But the Russia-United Nation relationship is special. You're not going to just find that under the member countries. And the North Atlantic Treaty Organization also involves all of these companies, all of these countries as well. So there's always a hand and foot with all of our countries. So that's why we say USLA is about restoring, defending our Constitution, promoting and protecting our U.S. sovereignty, because it is important. Otherwise, we're going to be completely bamboozled by the global market and by global people who are unelected and don't listen to us, who don't have to listen to us, who think they don't have to listen to us. So it is up to getting representatives in there who will have the wherewithal, the cojones, the huevos, to actually stand up to these globalists who are trying to pay people off, put them in office. So that's why it starts with us, because it's like that. I say this a lot. We seem like we're one fish in a big sea all alone. But when we get that one little fish with millions of other fish, we create one huge fish. And that's what we got to do, because we have to make that illusion appear real. Just as they've been making this whole life that we've been living an illusion. It's fabricated by the evil doings I can't even call them human because there's nothing good behind what they're doing.
My word is soulless.
Yeah, soulless.
I call them soulless because you see no soul in their eyes. Anyway, Tommy's got. Go
I
ahead,
call
Tommy.
them motherfuckers. I call them motherfuckers, and I'm coming for them, motherfuckers. That's what I
Strike
call
one
them.
for Lisa's video.
Hey, Sally, just want to let you know, are you the one? Let's see. Where am I missing a comment? Who said that they were scared? Was it you, Sally? Yeah, oh, this is scary. It can be a little bit scary. It can be a little bit intimidating and frightening, but, that's what USLA is about also. Giving, man, we're here for y'all. We're here for y'all.
We're building a safe haven for everybody on network so that, the goal is to have so many people networked, so many organizations networked in that we're here for each other. We're a sanctuary. We're a safe haven. You have anything that you have issues with, whatever, that we have it's a community. And we're building a community too. So it'll be okay. We've got each other's backs.
Absolutely.
Hey, is this like live streaming anywhere?
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just caught up,
I didn't know, man.
You just put that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just been listening. I've just been listening to robots for about an hour now. Oh, yeah, about an hour to listen to robots. Oh, look, y'all are frozen right now. You're looking all crazy.
You're in a bad spot.
Hey, Leonard. Yeah, the point of the lockdown was to separate people and divide us. That was their agenda. But, sorry, I'm going to be honest and blunt. God's agenda was to bring us together. And so that's what's happening. And I'm just going to be, I'm a man of faith. So I get that twisted, though, with something else.
We got people in Virginia, Sally. We got people in Tennessee. We're just building. So you just feel free to reach out to any of us. I'm trying to put some links in there for USLA. Leonard, let's see. Wes says the focus, Tommy's looking for new conspiracy. Michael says I'm looking for new conspiracies. All mine have been proven. Yeah, I've gone to not watching some movies from 5, 10, 15 years ago that were sci-fi. I just call them documentaries now. I don't want to watch that documentary today. That's where I'm at now. I was just discussing Minority Report the other day. I'm like, I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready to watch that yet. Enemy of the State, I'm not ready to watch that documentary yet either. That's where I'm at. All right, so we got Matt. Tommy, do you have a good enough signal to actually talk?
Leonard, yes.
I mean, probably not. But what's up? What do you want me to say? Tell me what to say, boss.
Boycott.
Fuel boycott. Fuel boycott. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. We can hear you.
He froze. He froze.
Okay, so Leonard, what you said, it was God's agenda to bring it together. I wholeheartedly believe that. People are waking up and want to know more and are ready to know more. As we learn everything together, we're here to support one another and just bring everyone together. Unity. Are you Brad? Hey, Tommy, try again.
Tommy.
Hold on, I'm fitting too. Hold on. Slow her down, baby. Coming in hot, boys. Coming in hot.
Oh my. So we want Tommy to talk about the fuel boycott, the general rundown of the fuel boycott. It's we're gonna stand in arms with our brothers and sisters in Canada right now. Mr. James Top, one of the most decorated vets in Canada, is marching across Canada all the way to Ottawa. He should be scheduled to be in Ottawa approximately June 29th, just in time for the Canadian Independence Day, which is July 1st. I'm sure Tommy will have a better discussion about talking about, you know, basically what Tommy has said before. He's like, you know, we can go buy fuel the day before or we can buy fuel after, but from June 29th to July 1st, he's down. Not to buy fuel at all so that we can hang on, so that we can show them we can show them that it hurts their pocketbooks, even though it won't overall hurt their pocketbooks. When you start seeing 2-3 days of thousands and tens of thousands or even hopefully hundreds of thousands of dollars missing out of your pocketbook, that sends a message. That's not saying we're going into this thinking we can change the world. It's just a start. We're just trying to unite everybody. I mean, we can all unite under the gas prices right now. There's no reason for these fuel prices to be like they are. It's on purpose. And we want to unite with them. Tommy, can you hear us? 1 second, he says.
Someone said that we did a sound check first. We did do that, but he's obviously on the road, so that changes things. And it happens with Roberto as well when he's on the road. So we just
Hey Craig from Australia.
Do the best we can. Native Turpy already knows the dates, June 29th, 1st. The 29th is when James Top will be getting to Ottawa. And July 1st is their Independence Day. Are you doing that, Matt? What's that noise? Don't know.
RIC's on.
I don't know what it is. So we are standing in unity with Canada as they make their way into Ottawa again. And if you go to Veterans for Freedom, I'll drop that link in everywhere. Follow them and Canada Marches. You'll
Canada
see.
Marches will give you the overall story about James Top. That is the website designed for him to give you the reasoning why he's in there, why he's doing what he's doing. It is to redress the Canadian government over the issues they've been having regarding their Emergencies Power Act, I think is what they call it. Their mandates, different things like that. So he's making progress. There's a lot of people walking with him.
And we did find out yesterday that they said that they were going to be welcomed this time. That was the news.
Looks like Tommy stopped just in time for him to repeat what we said.
Yeah, you already covered it. My phone's been charging the whole time, and I'm actually losing power.
Is there anything you want to add?
No, I don't think so. I just stopped just in case. You went over the significance of the date. Listen, I don't know what the other date is. I don't know who that is. I don't know where it came from. But the 4th of July, people aren't staying home. People are not going to not use gas on the 4th of July, especially at a time like this when everybody wants to be independent. Like, that's like a huge holiday right now. People aren't staying home. They're not going to. We're not expecting to make a huge financial impact on nobody. We're not going to break nobody. All we're doing is we're just coming together and showing that we do stand together. We are united. We just want people all over the world. Canada's doing it. Hopefully Australia's doing it. I don't know who else is doing it. But that's the point. And then after that, once we establish that, I have a plan B, or a follow-up plan if you would like, which will be to single out different oil companies. I got to do more research on it, but the plan is to find out is who provides the oil for all the fuel stations around the country. That's what we want to figure out. I want to figure that out so that we know who belongs to who, and then we'll proceed with the next step. But it's everybody's like, well, it's not going to do nothing. You're going to get the gas before the weekend, or you're going to get it after. You're right. You can't monetarily hurt a billionaire, period. Zuckerberg, he, sorry, I forget everybody's live streaming. He lost, like, what'd he lose in, like, 2 days or something? Don't shake your head at me in disgust like that, Lisa.
Get us booted.
Zuckerberg lost like $36 billion or something when Facebook took a crap not too long ago, whatever the monetary number was. It was some crazy amount of money. It doesn't hurt him none. It doesn't hurt nobody. We're not going to go in and hurt them until we shut them all the way down. And to do that, we got to have people. How do we get people? We get everybody to get on board with each other. This is the common denominator. This is what everybody's pissed off about. This is what's brought people out of the woodwork to try to figure out what's really going on. And this is our opportunity to get everybody on board. I don't know, if to try to break it down and get it to explain to people, if I give you $1,000 every single day I give you $1,000, right? That's $365,000. Okay. If I don't give you $1,000 for 3 days in a row, you're not going to care for real, because you still got $1,000 every day except those 3. But if you have a bill that is supposed to be paid on that day that you were assuming you would have $1,000 in your bank account to cover, it won't be there. Now, is that going to hurt you? No, because you have a grace period. You'll got the money anyway. You transfer from a different account, whatever it is. So it's not going to hurt anybody. The sole purpose is to unify everybody. Once everybody's on board, like I said, then we'll go to the next phase. And as we keep going, and as long as people keep putting it out there and keep raising awareness, then the next time we do it, there'll be more people on board. The following time, there'll be more people on board. That's what we're hoping for. Because we're not even listening. We're not going for the body of the snake. We'll use the body of the snake to climb up to the head of the snake so we can take that off and chant around with the head held high, screaming fun words. That's our goal. That's what we're trying to do. So we have to have millions of people. Millions, man. It's not like this is so big. Millions of people, we have to have them. So we have to get everybody on board. And we got to give everybody ready for it. And if we don't, then we don't stand a chance. I will say this. over the past few days, I have gained a little bit of confidence, a little bit of confidence in our elections, not our voting, but our elections. I have gained a little bit because I've been watching a lot of videos the past few days. I've been kind of looking behind the scenes, looking back in time, and seeing where stuff that was implemented a couple years ago is starting to come out and show its worth. So I have gained a little bit of confidence in that, in who we elect. Not much though. But we have to attack it from all sides, from all angles. And again, we need millions of people, man, millions and millions. I'm going around talking to, everybody I can. I just got my windows tinted a few days ago, and I started telling these guys about it, and they're 100% on board with it. Everybody I've talked to is on board with it. It's not, and I think more people get on board because at first everybody's like, well, that's stupid. People get gas, so they're going to get their money anyway. Yeah, it is. But the numbers, man, that's what we're going for. That's all we're going for. That's it. We want everybody to be unified. It's easy to do. We're not asking anybody to spend money. We're actually asking them not to spend money, so they'll actually save money. We're not asking anybody to go out of their house or to spend a whole day doing something or any of that. It's very simple. Just don't get fuel those few days. And if you have to get fuel, you got to go places. People have lives. If you gotta get fuel, get fuel. I mean, it is what it is. Just if you can refrain from getting fuel for those 3 days, awesome, man. Get on there. It'll at least get their attention. It's already gotten their attention. If you Google it, that other date pops up on Google. Somebody pointed that out to me. So it's getting attention somewhere, and that's all we're looking for. We're looking for unity and attention. And then once we get to the next phase, the next move in our unity movement, it'll be a lot more effective. The next move, if it goes right, if we can get enough people on with this one, the next move will be heard. You will hear about it. You will hear about it on news. You will see it in stock markets. You will see it across the board. You will hear about it. And it's nothing. Nobody can make you get fuel, period. Nobody can make you go get fuel, right? If you don't want to do something, you don't have to do it. If nothing else, the government taught us if we want to sit on our asses, we can do that. Usually they'll pay us to do that, if that's what you choose to do. So it's just about getting the numbers. I wish the people that are pushing that other date would understand that that's I don't know if them guys had never been involved in something like this. I don't know if they don't understand the way people are, or I don't know if they pulled it out of their ass.
What about it popping up on the news?
Huh?
What about it popping up on the news those days? What do you think?
On the Google? That? On the Google?
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about?
What do you think about that?
What?
Nothing.
When it was on Google?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. It's getting attention. And that's all fine. You know what? I'm not even, it's cool. I'm not trying to tell nobody what to do or nothing else. It's whatever. I would like to see everybody work as a team. But that's really kind of an advantage of us, because if they're thinking everybody's going to boycott on those dates and we come in 4 days earlier than that or whatever it is, then you catch them off guard. So I'm not mad about that at all. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I did see somebody say yesterday or earlier today or something that it's just a waste of time, and they if it plays right into their book. It plays right into their handbook. And, I mean, listen, man, we don't have much to go with here. We got to get the numbers up. That's all it's about. We got to get the numbers up. We got to get everybody on board. We got to get people following us. Not me. Following you guys.
Walking with
everybody
us.
That's watching. Everybody that's watching. You guys get all your people to follow you or walk with you. If they want to follow me, you don't want to follow me. You know, I'm surprised I still got the people that follow me now. I'll be honest with you.
Says the guy that's sitting here on a live, having a conversation as an organizer. Don't follow the organizer. Let's not do that.
No, I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. Listen, just get the people out there, man. It's not the date's all it is. You know what I mean? That's it. Like it's just to unify the people. It doesn't matter how it gets out there. It doesn't matter. That's all I'm getting at. It doesn't matter who puts it out there. It doesn't matter who's named on it. It doesn't matter. Like if everybody that's watching this right now wants to go to their TikTok and go to their Instagram and go to their everything else they've got and put that date out there and put their face on it and put their name on it and get all their people to follow them. Fantastic, man. As long as we're all going to the same thing, that's all that matters. It don't matter. It doesn't matter to me. It's we just got ahead of people, guys. Just the other day we had a very good conversation with another feller, and that was his biggest thing. Your numbers, man. The numbers are not there, not even close, nowhere near where they need to be. It's just not. Everybody that we talk to, everybody that I talk to that has been doing this kind of stuff for many years or have been defending people that have been doing this stuff for many years or representing them that have been doing them for many years, the same thing. We get the same thing from all of them. Your numbers aren't there. The numbers aren't there. They're just not. It's not even close. We need millions, guys. Millions of people have to be on board with this. We're always open to new ideas. We're always open to great suggestions. If you guys think, it doesn't, listen, this is just because, again, I think I say it every week, just because we're the faces that you see on this doesn't mean that we're the ones running this stuff. You guys are the one running this stuff. The people of the United States of America are running this stuff. We're open to all ideas, all thoughts. Just whatever you got, man, whatever you think is going to get the people on board, brainstorm, get it out there, bounce it off of us, bounce it off your friends, your family, whatever it is. And you're not always going to get people on board. And listen, I'm a truck driver, and every day I see and hear other drivers that are just fed up, old school drivers, young drivers. They're fed up, they're pissed off. And they're like, man, listen, it's about time. This is it, man. We just got to hang it up, just park the truck. That's what we got to do. A lot of them are sitting on the sides of the road anyway. And every single time, there's probably 1 in every 20 comments of, go ahead, sit your ass at home. I'll be on the road running the streets. Sit at home. I'll pick up the money. So you're always going to have, and there's a name for them kind of people. My name's not appropriate. Somebody's probably got the official name. One of my constituents probably has the appropriate name. But they cherry pickers, I think, would be the nice term. So they're always going to be there. You're not going to get everybody on board, but we don't need everybody. Fortunately, we have millions of people in America, and we only need a few million. We don't need a whole lot. A few million people, and that's not that hard. It's not. We just have to find what everybody's pissed off about. And at this point, right now in time, people are pissed off about this fuel. And everybody that I talk to, they're on board with it. It's easy. Like, you just don't, it's like a full tank of gas. It's not lasting me shit like it used to. I don't know why. That shit's crazy. But I mean, you could fill up your if you can't fill up your tank on Monday and make it last till Thursday, which aren't the days. I'm just putting that out there, 3 days or whatever it is. If you can't fill your tank up and make it last those few days, you're probably lying to your insurance company about how many miles you're putting on your car. I'll be honest with you, because you shouldn't be driving that many miles. Although sometimes I do, and other people do. And again, those people just, it is what it is. If you got to get gas, go get gas. If you need fuel, go get fuel. Like, don't cut yourself short. Don't miss your grandma's 90th birthday because you didn't want to get fuel. Like, this is just a minor step in unity, and unity is just a minor step in reaching our goals. Like, this is just a step. That's all it is. Everybody that can get on board. If you can get fuel, it's okay if you get fuel. Keep pushing out there. Push it to everybody else. Don't get fuel. Don't get fuel. If you have to get fuel, get fuel. Try not to get no fuel. For those 3 days, I promise you. And when I say I give you $1,000 every day, these dudes are making, I mean, I don't even know. We get those numbers. These fuel stations are making some ungodly amounts of money. I've got a buddy of mine. He owns a gas station. He actually just sold it where I live. He just sold it a few months ago. And I talked to him the other day, and he said, Tommy, you know these gas stations right now are making 30 to 37 cents a gallon profit, which I'm like, yeah, I figured they were making that much. He said, no, you don't understand. A few months ago, when I closed my doors, we were making 3 to 7 cents a gallon. And now they're making 30 to 37 cents a gallon. That's how much these oil companies are jacking us. And that's just the distributor. That's just the gas station itself. They're making, I mean, fuel. The amount of money that each gas station, I don't know what it is, man. I don't know the average of these big companies like Speedway and Texaco and all the other ones. Pilot J, Flying J and Pilot, them dudes are making ungodly amounts daily. So if you shut down, if nobody gets fuel for those 3 days, you're talking probably $100 million each day. $100 million. If everybody does not get gas for those 3 days. If you do that for 3 days, that's $300 million. I mean, look at how much money these gas stations are getting on a day. And think about how many gas stations there are. Where I'm from, I've got a Speedway sitting across from a Speedway. Right across. And then a half a mile down the road, a Speedway, a half mile the other way, a Speedway. Pilot there's usually 2 pilots. If you find one, there's a second one, either on the same side of the highway or across the highway. These gas stations are everywhere for 3 days. You're talking about these oil companies losing. I mean, it is a big number, man. We keep acting like it's, they won't really feel the effects. But, if my mind was clicking right, I'm pretty good at math, and I'd click it all together for you if you guys wanted to hear about boring ass math. But it really will have an effect. And, just do what you can. Just do your part, spread the word, and just get people on board. That's the only objective for this fuel boycott, right? If we can hurt their pocket a little bit, awesome. If we can get them pissed off and get their attention, even better. But this is for the people right now. This is what we're trying to do. We need the American people on board. We need Canadians on board. We need Australians on board. We need every country out there on board. I wish Germany would jump on. Everywhere, all the way across the globe. If we can get people to jump on, man, you're talking. It's huge, man. It's huge. It's huge. And the amount of people, and if it's that simple for people to do, just don't go to the fuel stations. It's that simple. Like, go on about your day. Just don't get gas for 3 days. It's that simple. You know what I mean? Like I said, not everybody can do that. But if the thought is, if we can get people to do that, and enough people to do that, that they go back and, it goes across Twitter or TikTok or Facebook or any of those places, then all their friends are going to be like, man, when's the next one? When can we do this again? That was a good outturn, right? That was a good turnout. I said that backwards. That was a good turnout. And then the next time we do it, you got that many more people on there. And then you're going to raise a lot of awareness. I'm telling you, this next step, if we can get enough people on board with this one, this next step affects the stock market. I promise you. I promise you. You will wake up on day 2 and you'll see it in the newspapers. They won't have to put it on the news. They won't have to. There'll be so many people pissed off when they wake up and see that stock market. It won't matter if the news covers it or not. It just won't matter. And that's what we're going for. I wish I could see everybody's chat. Somebody just popped in the chat. Yes. Roberto. You could have just said that, Roberto. I can hear you, buddy. I can only hear you 4. You're the only one I see the chat from.
Oh, that's because I spoke.
But I guess that's what I got for the fuel boycott. If somebody wants to kickstart my brain, because I've said some more intelligent stuff than that probably about this. My brain just ain't clicking. I just drove through a monsoon. And now I'm sitting illegally at a truck stop. What?
Up at the top of your chat, it says private chat, and then to the right, it says comments. Tap on the comments.
Let there be people. What's up, man? Yeah, that's the biggest thing. People don't want to stick together. Now, most of you guys don't know me. But if you do know me, or you ever get to know me, or you used to know me, you would know that I don't have a problem being the one leading the charge. But I cannot tell you the amount of times that we get hyped up, and I'm like, hell yeah, charge. And then I walk out there, and I turn around and nobody's there, man. It's not even like they stayed back at the start line. Them people left. Sorry. Them people walked away, man. They didn't even hang out to see what happened. They just watched me march my stupid butt up to the line, and they bounced.
What's that movie from James Belushi that he gave like a whole gun-hole speech and this and that, and are you with me? Are you with me? And everybody just like crickets.
Yeah, that happens, man. You get a whole bunch of crickets. It happens all the time. So that brought that up because somebody put something about working in a union, and they say that stuff, and then they're brown nosers. That's exactly right. Like, people will cry about it, but if they're not doing nothing about it, they ain't got no room to cry about it. Again, that's why I said that's why I'm doing a little something about it, so I can cry about it. If not, I'm not allowed to cry. I don't think you should. Yeah, Mike, is that Michael? Michael Hollinger? Yeah, there are a lot of people that want others to fight their battles, man. Yeah, my whole life I've had to deal with that. And that's all right, man. That's okay. We'll fight their battles, and they can just sit back and, complain because we fought it wrong, or whatever it is. I mean, it's all right. We all got broad shoulders, man. We're Americans. We got broad shoulders. We're strong. It's just in us. It's in us to fight other people's battles, even though we don't want to, and even though they want to be there. It just is what it is.
Hey, Tommy. Roberto came on to talk about the grand jury. Roberto is the most familiar with the grand jury. We wanted to get that out because of wasn't it the Zoom meeting yesterday, Roberto? Big Zoom meeting. So we're going to go ahead and, if it's all right with you, Tommy, we'll hand it over to Roberto to talk about the grand jury, and he can kind of fill everybody in what it is, what the importance is of it, what the updates are, and what we can do, and why they're doing it. Roberto?
All right, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about this, and I think I'm gonna have to jump right back out and start heading out. So I figure before I do leave, you know, I can actually talk without a lot of bouncing going on for a change. So so anyway, yes, this weekend was supposed to be the actual like physical venue, if you will. This Saturday, it started off being the previous Sunday. Then it got postponed to this Saturday, and apparently the venue itself canceled on them for obvious reasons. Apparently, this is starting to become a little more popular. It's starting to go over the radar, so they're starting to be detected. So apparently, there is, you know, whatever venue supports this apparently is receiving backlash, you know, by the powers to be, like you say. Did I say it right? So so they changed it into a virtual one. So the speakers were there live on Zoom. It was 8 or 9 hours, and I mean, probably most of you here, I'm gonna pretty much be preaching to the choir, but the evidence that they present, you know, like there was like 4 speakers. So imagine, and each one spoke an average of about an hour and a half, 2 hours. But the first speaker was a neurosurgeon, neurological doctor, and he explained how different types of possibly bioweapons or whatever has affected, like for example, the bovine disease, mad cow disease, right? How he presented evidence how that is a bioweapon. That was more like an animal study on what it could do to a cow's brain and stuff. So he actually, well, you know, went down through the mechanism of how the disease itself, it's like if your immune system attacks its own cells, so it starts eating up your own brain cells, etc. So so it was the neurological doctor first. Then we had let me see, who was the second. The second speaker was, holy smokes. Okay, I'll jump into the third speaker. So the third speaker was Thomas Renz. Thomas Renz, if you all recall, is the attorney that was sitting in the Senate committee hearings with, I believe it was Ron Johnson, and the room was filled with doctors, filled with a couple of military personnel who got adverse effects from the jab, and they also you know, he presented how as soon as they mandated the vaccines, how all these other diseases like cancer, breast cancer, prostate cancer, infertility, heart attacks, psychological issues, they all went up like 500%, 1,000%, 200%. You know, if you haven't seen that Senate hearing, I highly recommend it. Just do a Google search, Thomas Renz, RENZ, Senate hearing, or Ron Johnson or whatever, and you'd be able to see it. Possibly not on YouTube. It could be there, but if not, you could probably find it on Rumble. But he was one of the speakers. He spoke a lot about the legality on how to pursue this legally. I guess he was hoping that judges and attorneys were present to listen to him so that they can structure an actual criminal case or criminal trial or whatever to structure it, because he can't do it alone. We have to get on each one of our states. We have to get with our attorney general. We gotta get with our district attorneys. We gotta get with even our representatives, our congressional representatives, our legislators. So, and then finally, Dr. Fleming, he did his three and a half hour presentation, again presenting evidence on how the vaccine and the bug itself is a bioweapon. If you haven't seen his 1 hour and 9 minute indictment, I highly recommend it. Just go to www.flemingmethod.com. Fleming Method, that's with the 1M. You can find it on Rumble. You won't find it on YouTube. You can find it on Rumble. He has a 1 hour and 9 minute deposition with a witness. I mean, it's a formal deposition which can be used as evidence in a court of law. So he also has templates. He also has templates on letters that we can send to our attorney generals, actually all the legislators, from the president to the vice president to the speaker of the house, to your house representative, to your senators, to your attorney general, to the district general, to your district representative. He has a template that we can use, and he has instructions on how to use it, how to do it. I was kind of busy, obviously, in the meetings this weekend, which, mind you, today they actually, because of the venue being canceled, for those that bought tickets, he gave us an extra day, so we were able to see the seminar from May 1st that took place in Los Angeles. So I was watching that today as well. So I was kind of busy, but we have a call to action for those of you who are thinking, what can we do? You have it right here. Go to flemingmethod.com. You can always, we've been talking about grand-jury.net, where you can actually see an 8-day mock trial, not even a mock trial, it's a model trial that we can use to actually conduct real trials and prosecute these criminals on a criminal basis.
Is that Fleming, FLEMMING method.com?
1M. I was gonna put it in the chat, but
I posted it. I posted it, so I have got it put up on the screen right now.
Fleming, Gloria B. She spelled it correctly. Thank you, Gloria B.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yes, it's with 1M. 1M.
Okay, I see it. Thanks.
So now there's the structure. It seems like the structure that grandjury.net that Dr. Reiner Fulmich is using is more of a structure to to file a civil case. Now, we don't want to file a civil case because civil cases to get paid for damages. Okay, and that's kind of like what Dr. Fleming was explaining, that what we need to do is to file a criminal case where not necessarily we're going to get compensated monetarily, but what we want is to lock them all up, like Dr. Paul Alexander says. So I believe that the approach that the crimes against humanity, which, mind you, that if you want more information on the actual events, go to crimesagainsthumanity.tour.com. Crimes Against Humanity, singular, Crimes Against Humanity tour.com. And you'll be up to date on all the events. They're going to keep trying to, host these events, these in-person events, because they're very effective. They're a lot more effective than, yeah, you could get to a lot more people virtually, but in-person events are a lot more effective. So they're going to continue doing these in-person, live, boots on the ground type of events, because in my opinion they're a lot more effective. So, but but going back to the grand jury, you can, just by looking at the evidence that they present, that can be used in a court of law as well. However, Dr. Fleming's deposition is a formal deposition that can be used in a court of law. So, uh, so that's the idea. So Crimes Against Humanity tour, they will only accept evidence or doctors or attorneys that will present concrete evidence that can be used in a court of law. They will not use hearsay. They will not use um, uh, claims not backed up by evidence. For example, they're saying that, oh yeah, that the vaccines have snake venom. Where's the evidence that it actually contains snake venom? So if you try to present that in court, they're going to laugh at you, and and that's not going to serve anything. So their goal is to use actual evidence that can be used in a criminal court, that will be effective. So our call to action is to use these letters and send them to all our representatives, especially our attorney generals and our district attorneys, especially.
Tell us again where those letters are.
Yes, they're in FlemingMethod.com.
Okay.
FlemingMethod.com, and I believe the tab that you need to, it's either call to action or indictment, something about indictments.
And I'm going to read a comment to you. You may have already seen it, but this crap with diseases and bioweapons has been going on since 1913, when the Rockefellers and Rothschilds reinstalled the West and Central Bank and the Fed. And that's why we were talking about Bilderberg and all those intertwined with it at the beginning. So all of this conversation intertwines with each piece of our goal and mission.
Yeah, it actually goes further back than that. Even in 1860, I believe, 1870, I forgot who, and they actually mentioned it here in in this seminar. Um, somebody wrote some kind of, I think either the Geneva Convention or the Helsinki is actually from 1860 or 1870. I think it's a Geneva Convention. So so we could even go further back than that they've been trying to use biological weapons against the masses. So folks, it's up to us. And if you have a story, either if you have a family member that unfortunately, because of using the hospital protocol, is not here with us anymore, they can use you as a witness. They can use you as a witness. So the more witnesses they have, the stronger the case will be. That's why it's up to we the people. If we're counting on the grand jury from our judicial system, forget it. It has to be we the people, us being the grand jury. So the more evidence and the more witnesses they have that are willing to sign affidavits and serve as witnesses, the better. Whether you yourself had adverse effects with the jab itself, or somebody the more the better. So folks, it's up to us. They're waiting. There's only so much that that these attorneys, these doctors, they're putting on so much time and so much effort into this, but there's only so much they can do by themselves. They need us to do the legwork of pushing our attorney generals to form a grand jury. Okay. Also on on FlemingMethod.com, he also has a petition that you can sign. That so far, I think 72,000 people have signed it since they wrote the petition, maybe like 7-8 months ago. It's a good number, but it's not enough to really, to really create a buzz. So we need to share this information, folks. Share FlemingMethod.com, share grandjury.com. I'm talking to another friend of ours, mutual friend between me and Lisa that we met over there in California. Lovely person. I will not mention her name yet right now because for respect of her privacy at the moment. Maybe she'll come out and start talking to you all. But she also mentioned David. I have the notes somewhere here. Shoot. David, that he's also another doctor that I haven't looked into yet. That is also, pushing for a grand jury, and he's also pushing for indictment. So if we can somehow get them together, Dr. Fleming and Dr. David, where's my? Give me a second, folks. I'm not the most organized person, and I know my composition book was around here somewhere. David Martin. I just clicked on my Dr. David Martin. Dr. David Martin. So Dr. David Martin, let's see what he's got. And the more we can do, the better. And I think that if you guys have any questions, that's all I got. Let me see. Look up Myron Fagan. He talks about how Rothschilds have financed both sides of every war since way back. Yeah. So there's a lot of criminals that are guilty of all this.
Carnegie, Ford, Rhodes, Cecil Rhodes, his family.
Rothschilds have been doing this since Napoleon. So they started in Napoleon era.
And of course, the Queen and her bloodline. King George, all the way back.
Yeah, someone said something about Nuremberg. This is Nuremberg 2.0.
Yeah, that's what Fleming is calling for. That's what Dr. Fleming is calling for. But Nuremberg was actually criminal trials. And Dr. Fleming, Dr. Fulmich, sorry, Dr. Reiner Fulmich, he's not calling his Nuremberg because he's doing it on a civil case. I believe that listening to Dr. Fulmich, I think they both have a point, because in Nuremberg they did not prosecute all of them. They did not. They only prosecuted a couple of them, but there was a lot of guilty criminals that were let off the hook.
Walked away.
That walked away. That were let off the hook. So I think they both have basis in what they're saying. Dr. Fleming says no, it's got to be criminal. Dr. Fulmich.
You cut out. We're still dealing with the ones who walked away free from that trial also.
Sorry about that.
Someone said Dr. Martin is a friend of yours. I've been following him for about 2 years now. We would love for him to get in touch with us if you can make that happen.
it double clicked. Sorry. I put up our email, USLAadmin@protonmail.com. I think that was Rebecca. Rebecca, if you could reach out to us, we would love to get in touch with him, or at least make contact if he has some time. Has a blog, he's taking his, or if you would like to reach out to us as well. Anybody has questions, interested, has connections, have a conversation, please feel free to email us. We're all kind of linked in on the email, which means that we look at it regularly. One of us usually catches it. Apparently we lost 2 people at once. So,
you got anything else? I was just gonna roll right into the train derailment.
Oh, okay. So I guess that's where we're at with that. Matt has a discussion. I'm gonna let whoever got kicked off back in here. Hang on. Berto's back. We'll let Berto.
Sorry about that.
Chat.
All right. So,
Is there anything else, Berto? I know you got to get going.
Yes. Well, if nobody has any questions, that's all I got. Did I answer everybody's question?
Yeah, it looks like Rebecca says, sure, it's okay to post his blog here. I don't think any of us have a problem with that. You're welcome to.
Yeah.
I think that's about it on that. Thank you so much, Roberto, for being able to come in. I know we all run different schedules right now, so we're trying to make this a weekly thing.
Yes. Very good. All right, guys. I might jump back in while I'm driving or something, just to at least listen in. So
Cool.
So I'll be right back.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks, Roberto.
All right. You're welcome.
Be safe on the road.
Will do. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye. Using what are you helping average age audience? Using Red says using World War II references aren't helping your average age audience doesn't know the facts of World War II. Even just bringing up the subject, Wes, people who are listening will be curious enough, hopefully, to look. Technically, that should have been taught in history, even though we know that history is not being taught accurately. Nuremberg was a trial held after World War II to bring these people to justice for literally crimes against humanity. They did a trial in Nuremberg, Germany regarding this. So it's looked back upon quite often as the subset for putting the line down about testing against people, period. End of discussion. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to reach out on our email. We're happy to furnish you with appropriate sources regarding that. That is why they're having something called Nuremberg 2.0, because the COVID vaccine and the COVID virus itself is being questioned, but definitely the vaccine is being questioned as being a test again on people without actually going through the proper channels.
Yes, I know you mentioned it doesn't help our average age, but again, one of our missions, or part of our mission, is to educate people regardless of age. So it's to educate kids that are in middle school, high school, that aren't being educated in the school. And I know that for a fact about these things. And then all the way up to the oldest person that can understand. Anyone who wants to learn more, that's the goal, is to educate people on history, because if we don't remember history, history repeats itself.
Catching up on everybody here. We have Matt. Tommy's missing. He'll be back, I promise. Matt has some interesting news to bring to everybody's attention that has come up, so I will hand it over to Matt.
All right. So while we've been distracted and told to look in this hand of the month of June, other things have been going on that we were not made aware of. I don't know if anybody really knows about this. I just happened to come across an article yesterday talking about a coal train derailed, and I was like, huh, well, I mean, it's curious. I mean, so this is interesting. So I'm curious to know if there's been others because, well, we've heard about, the food plants burning up, getting caught on fire, so on and so forth. The cows all happen to just die because of climate change, whatever. So I decided I'm going to go do some more research and see if there's been others. And lo and behold, there is. Now, I didn't go all the way back to the beginning of June, but from what I've also seen someone else post, is that there's been other incidents in the beginning of June, but there's also been several at the end of June. So there has been one, and not just necessarily here in the United States, but in Leiden, if I'm saying it wrong, British Columbia, there was a coal train that derailed June 19th. And then it almost seems to happen in threes. Now, I don't know about Canada. There might be other places in Canada. I just happened to come across that one. But there was one on June 20th, a coal train derailment north of Lawrence. That's out in Kansas. And then there was a coal train derailed off of Highway 6 near Marlin, Texas. That was on the 23rd of June. And then I said, well, something said, hey, why don't you see if there's another one that happened today? Because it's been 3 days since he found out about the other one. And today happens to be June 26th, right? Well, lo and behold, there's a train derailed in Mount Carmel, Illinois. They do not have much details, so I cannot tell you if it's a coal train or not. But simply the fact that it happened 3 days after the last one that I've seen in a different location leads to suspicion that it's suspicious activities that could be going on. So I just want to let y'all know that the month of July and going forward, we're probably going to experience some kind of energy price hike. It's probably going to go up a little bit, and they're probably going to blame it on climate change. They might even, who knows what they're going to blame it on. They could probably blame it on COVID, the pandemic, or climate change, or kind of lump the three together because it seems like what they're doing. But for us that think outside the box, outside the normal box, this seems like some kind of sabotage to our society, and just to make things a little bit harder on us. So just stay aware. If you notice something, your price is going up for energy, whatever, maybe fuel of whatever sort, it could be stemmed because of these incidences that have been happening in June. So what's to happen in July? Who knows? We'll find out soon enough. But I just want to let you guys know about the trains that have been derailing, that have been full of coal.
So some of them are UP. I don't know what the other ones are, but to put this in perspective, because
two of the four are actually Union Pacific, of which I named.
Oh, and by the way, BlackRock owns the controlling share of Union Pacific. Yep. Just so you know. But to put it in perspective, I have someone in my life that I know very well. I have actually a few people in my life that are engineers or work on, on the trains. Derailments don't happen very often. It's a big freaking deal when a derailment happens. It is broadcast throughout the United States. The fact that they are not really broadcasting it, and the fact that more than one has occurred in such a short period of time is a big freaking deal. It's kind of like the container ship being stuck in the Suez Canal. Entire history of the Suez Canal, there's never been a container ship stuck in the Suez Canal. The entire history. And oops, all of a sudden it does. we don't believe in coincidences around here. We'll keep getting information and updating it, but it is coming out. It's being brought to people's attention. Pay attention. Start reading local newses from around the United States. Don't listen to any of the national media newses. You're going to get this from local news. We will keep trying to, bring these things to everyone's light. I'm just telling you.
When you read an article or something, a news article, and you're curious to know more, there's going to be particular individuals and names in that article as well, not just of individuals, but of groups and organizations and different acts or plans or goals or missions that they might name that have capital letters that really signify something important. So that you can take that, copy and paste it into a new search to be able to search that. And so that's how the research and development works. So you can be able to obtain your own answer and see how.
If you have anything that you really think is off the wall or really needs to be paid attention to, like I said, email it to us. We'll stick our research and development teams on it. We'll come back with an answer for y'all. I'm gonna try and see if I can just highlight our dang. There it is, Proton Mail, USLA admin and Proton Mail. I mean, just feel free to email. Like I said, there's 5 of us accessing it all the time, so we keep up with it pretty well. It's about to get wild, y'all.
Are y'all getting any survey calls from
the CDC?
Yeah, from the CDC and the University of Chicago with the National Opinion Research Association Committee, NORC, the National Opinion Research Committee. So they've been.
How it started. I got a phone call from CDC with the University of Chicago. I have the recording. We got cut off in the middle of it, but they started asking if I had any children in the house between 12 months and 4 years old. They wanted to start doing a survey on it. It's an 8.5 minute conversation. I will post it up.
I've got the entire script. I'm scrubbing it.
He's got the whole script.
I'm going through 90 pages of their script and their training manual and what they have to say. And I'm highlighting their script. I'm highlighting key things with a green highlighter on the document. So I'm really going to go through that. And then I will publish that for you guys so you don't have to go and look through 90 pages. You can actually look at the highlighted yellow sections and see what they're doing. And not only are they asking for very not incriminating information, they're asking for very sensitive and very invasive information that is private information that you don't need to be giving them. But here's the thing, that they're going to incentivize you because it is in this document. They're going to incentivize you and try to get you a $20 gift card if you do a survey. This is actually part of their dialogue. And I don't know if they got to that section
We didn't make it that
Lisa,
far.
but this is I'm not making this up. This is straight from, the NORC website, the National Opinion Research Committee, and I got that from the CDC, from the University of Chicago. I did all the research and development. And I'll be giving that to you guys as one of my special projects.
These are the questions they're asking. They're asking if the child, a specific age, is vaccinated, a 3-year-old, if it's a girl, if it's vaccinated, with the flu, what flu vaccine did they use? If the child was breastfed, how long was it breastfed? If it wasn't breastfed, what formula did it use? If it didn't use a formula, what did you actually feed it? If there's adults in the house, it just goes on, and we got cut off, but he's working on it right now. It was kind of spooky. They want to know the month, day, and year of the child. I basically said, I'm not giving you that information.
There we go. All right, so y'all can see it's actually 103 pages. So just so y'all know that what I am doing, I'm highlighting, as you see, I'm highlighting these sections of their script that they use. And they're calling people, asking for very sensitive and invasive information. Now, do you want to read any of that out for them? Or I don't matter. But yeah, they're asking for childhood immunization, asking about vaccines with the COVID, and just vaccines in general. What vaccines has your child had?
If they've had chicken pox vaccine, or what was the other one? Something else. If you vaccinate them every year for the flu, which one do you use? I mean, it's just crazy. It's crazy.
How many children are between the ages of 12 months and 4 years old living or staying in your household?
It's a long thing. I got eight and a half, 9 minutes into it, and then we got cut off. My phone rang, and I had to do that. I'm just scrolling through it really fast, trying to figure out if I missed.
I mean,
it was asking if your child was on WIC, if you use WIC, and what kind of WIC. It was asking if you were utilizing WIC. I'm like, wow, these are broad questions. They were like all over the place, man. So just understand. And they've been trying to get a hold of me for 2 weeks straight, like every other day calling me.
They're even giving you a callback number. So if you want to call them back, you can call them back.
And leave a message.
Yeah. So they're like trying to make it seem like you have the power, you have the choice. But it doesn't make it any more better.
Okay, so they asked questions like, between March 20th and today, since the start of the COVID pandemic, were you getting any difficulty getting a well child or vaccination appointment? They were asking that. Was the places closed? You know, the problem is there's such broad questions in so many different areas that I'm not exactly sure what their target is, but they were targeting like a 3-year-old girl.
Yeah, they want to know if you're breastfeed. They were targeting
3-year-old girls, and because I gave them 3 children, 12 months, like 16 months, 3 year, and 4 year, and they immediately went to 3-year-old. So I don't know what the heck's going on, man. But
so if you want to go through the survey and get your $20 gift card, just make up some shit. That's one way you can kind of get back. It's kind of not that great. It's maybe not, that morally.
I just needed to know where all this was going, to be honest. I'm like, wow, you guys are sure trying to get a hold of me for this stuff. What's up with that? Then they just ask you what's the highest grade you done. If you're white, they ask you all the cultural questions that way. I don't know, man. Something's up. I don't know how big that survey is, but it's really.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. I mean,
really invasive.
They'll go and ask about the adults in the household as well. They're trying to get a full-blown statistical report on you and your household.
Please think about your total combined family income for all the family members, including money, jobs, Social Security, retirement, net income. Can you tell me that before taxes? Where is this survey going? It's gone all over the board. It just goes on. It goes on and on and on. They want to know how much you made, and then he's got, if it's this, go to here. If it's that, go to there. But it just went on and on and on, and I'm like, this is kind of crazy. Which of the following best describes your house or apartment? Is it owned, being bought, occupied, rented? For a survey about childhood vaccinations? How many cell phones do parents and guardians usually use? That's an interesting question.
Yep.
Why would you ask that?
Again,
is it on landline, cell phones? Would you mind telling me if I reached you today away from home or at home? Why are they asking that? To get a complete picture of the vaccinations received by your child, the Centers of CDC would like to obtain a copy of your vaccination records for your child from the doctor's health clinic provided. The record contains certain immunizations and dates. Thank you for your valuable information you shared. You want my child's vaccination records? And you want permission? Now, mind you, when he asked for birth date, month, day, year, I said, that's pretty private information. Oh, well, all your information is protected by law under the federal government. Ha, ha, ha. I've already given you the shot date. It says FAQs. I've already given you the shot dates. Why do you need to contact my doctor? The doctor's office has information about the exact brands of types of vaccinations that were given, and this information is needed to track vaccination rates for each vaccine. In order to standardize the type of information we receive, it is required that we contact providers directly. We also ask providers a few questions about the characteristics of their practice or clinic so that we can accept only immunization history forms filled out by healthcare providers. Then the answer is, that's too personal, is what the person would say. And then the reader says, I understand your concern. Confidentiality is mandated by law, and I can assure you that the CDC and prevention will only receive the immunization information. We remove all names. The National Immunization Survey has been conducted for over 20 years, since 1994. Each year we receive information from 20,000 doctors. So they're making the case of getting your child's records. I've never received a call like that. Have you?
Yeah, and so just like to put it into perspective a little bit as well. So they're wanting you to be able to voluntarily
give them
this
access
information
to your children's health records.
Not only they want you to voluntarily, but they're incentivizing you, which is they're blackmailing you. They're blackmailing you for your private information that they do not need, and in all actuality, they can actually obtain if they wanted to. But the reason why they have not obtained that information because it costs money. So here's the cheaper way of going about it. We'll offer you $20 gift card and you give us all this information. Now, do not think for a second it's not going to get to a part where they decide, okay, they're just going to get the information that they need anyways. And then they'll be able to, because statistics is only meant to divide and put people into groups. So just be aware of that, y'all. Like these calls that you're going to get, just say no. You know, the government is a drug that nobody wants to take. So if the government's coming to ask you questions, just keep your mouth shut. Say no comment. Just, there's no need to talk to them. Talk to us. Talk to your neighbor. Talk to the person that you trust. If you don't know that person, nah.
That's for their point on vaccination records. That's a lot of information they're asking for, period. End of discussion. So this came up because they've been calling me and calling me and calling me and calling me and calling me. And I finally said, all right, what's this about? Because, you know, inquisitive minds want to know. And then I told him and put it up. And then we started
digging. That's what we uncover. We uncover the brutal gold. I guess you could say it ain't pretty, but it's all public. Most of it's public. There's not too much times these days where I have to really extensively do a lot of hardcore digging because I've just gotten so good at researching shit that it just I know keywords and search words and terms to use to be able to get to this information a lot quicker. Now, for the individual who's never done this before, it could take a little bit of while. But nonetheless, it's still public information. It's all out there. You just have to go and take some time and do some research, and you'll find whatever it is that, you know, may trouble you. There may be something that it pisses you off, something that doesn't seem right, and you want to know more information about it. And again, if you need some help in research and development, well, first off, you're researching and you're trying to develop a topic. So you get with USLA and we'll be able to help you and pair you with somebody else who's going to be able to help dive and dig a little bit more with you. And to be honest, it's kind of fun. It's kind of feel like, you know, when you're a kid digging for dinosaur bones, it's the same thing. We're digging for knowledge. We're digging for truth that's from the source, it's from the horse's mouth, and then we're disseminating it, giving it to the next person because that's the right thing to do. We're not going to withhold this information that we're finding. We're going to give it all to you. Unlike our government, who's kept most things private and secretive for most things. Now, there's some things maybe, I don't know. It's hard for me to say if everything should be secretive. I just think that there should be a certain approach to every single type of information. that's out there. So with that being said, we just want to be able to disseminate this information.
Just so you're aware, the script he did find, it targets Puerto Rico.
And Guam as well.
And Guam, which are territories in the United States, in case anyone didn't know. But they're targeting Guam and Puerto Rico. I don't know. They've taken it over here, but their initial target was Guam and Puerto Rico. Just so you're aware. You can take it how you want, but they go into just, I mean, everything. I think some of it starts talking about health insurance. Do you have health insurance? Is it provided by your employer? Is it the company? Is it Obamacare? What's the name of it? How long have you had it? Does it pay for hospitals? So I don't know what their exact target is. We haven't made it that far because it's so broad based, but that's a really broad spectrum of questions to be asking just any random person on a survey.
And the CDC, again, their homies are the Department of Health and Human Services, which falls under the Department of Homeland Security, which falls under the DOJ, which falls under, they're going to take advisement from the World Health Organization and other global organizations like the United Nations as well. So this is how it's all linked. It's coming all the way down, it's a trickle-down effect to we the people. And this is what they're doing, trying to get our information. This isn't going to stay nationwide. This isn't going to be private information. If you're voluntarily giving your information out, I don't know, you can say it's protected by law, but at this point in time, if you're really trusting the government with your information, then, you're going to be, it's a little bit of naivety. Don't be gullible. We here at United States Liberty Alliance and everybody who works with us, we really want the best for everybody. We really do. This is not a false unification. We're not trying to blow. We are not blowing hot air up your ass. I don't have time to shoot the shit with anybody. I'm busy all to get out, and now I've got to go be a slave to debt starting tomorrow. So I'm going to have less time. So just know that our time is valuable. Our time is precious, and everything that we say to you, everything that we release, not only is factual and true and backed by legitimate sources, but it also very much puts a target on our chest and our back.
Which we accept the risk.
Yeah, no.
We accept the risk. We accept the consequences.
We're not trying to be martyred. We're not trying to do it for the sake of our ego or for the sake of pride. No, we're doing this because for the betterment of humanity, straight with an altruistic heart, and that's what's behind it all, is altruism. If you don't know what altruism is the purest form of love that you can really give, straight up.
So that's pretty much what we're all working on right now.
And if y'all want to, I'll leave y'all something with a little something here. This is from so I kind of work alongside with Taking America Back organization. They release a lot of information as well. They're a parallel organization, United States Liberty Alliance. But I want to show you this video of the Boy Scouts that was just released. It might disturb some of you guys, but it's really going to hold one hand over your eye because it might pop out of your head when you watch this. There you go. All right. So there's your video for today. That's the Boy Scouts of America marching through the streets today. And then, of course, the other crowd as well. We're not going to talk about that. But I want to say that USLA, we're not out there doing crazy shenanigans like that. We don't have the money to do that stuff. So just know that what you see there is being funded by somebody or something or someone's. Okay, so that's not what USLA is. We're not going to be out in the streets acting crazy, nothing like that. You know, they can kind of say that we're the silent majority, but we're not, because we really are. We're going to be rising up in numbers, but that's not what this is about. We're not about going out in the streets and trying to push our ideals. We just want to be able to know what's right and wrong. I don't think that's very right. That's my opinion, though. If you agree with my opinion, then maybe there's a consensus that it's actually across the board. But love you guys.
Thanks for joining us. Anything else, Tanya?
Sorry, I had to dip out. That video was hard for me to watch, especially with it being the kids. So
I'm sorry.
I don't have much more to say tonight. Thanks to everyone who is here, and let freedom ring hello to you as well.
I let freedom ring.
I'll figure that out for you here, Trina.
Let freedom ring. I go ahead and jump on. We've made contact, so we'll keep in touch. My email was needed. Thank you, Michael. We're gonna go ahead. Trina, he's looking to see. Hi, Kobe. Bam, bam. Not eye popping, but damn, near lost my supper. But that's what happens when you let pedo work as leaders and allow girls into Boy Scouts. Everybody's pretty looking to rage right now, so we're being kind of what would be the word?
What?
Restrained right now.
Yeah, you see my mouth. I'm trying to keep the zipper on my mouth.
We're restrained. We're issuing our self-restraint right now. There's a lot going on. No need to fan the fire in the flames. There's enough flames going on. Managed to get such big crowds. Who is funding? Yeah, we talk about that. So we're just gonna keep building. We're gonna keep networking. Keep reaching out, and when the time is right, when it's ready, and our silent majority is completely networked and tuned in and awake and educated, there will be a time that the switch is going to be flipped, and it's go time. And there will be a lot of us, and we will be ready to go.
No, listen, just pay attention. There's going to be a silent, audible click. You're just going to know. You're going to feel it. You're going to hear it. Don't know when, but you'll know.
But right now is not the time. Right now is for us to continue networking with each other, building, growing, getting stronger, getting the word out, waking our neighbors up, introducing them to things. Slowly. Some of us are very, very much in the know. Remember, these people have been asleep for a very long time. You do not want to overwhelm them so much that they go stick their heads back in the sand. A few of us have kind of started learning that lesson a few months back. So you just have to do this slowly. I know it seems like there's not enough time. Things are moving so fast, all this other stuff. But just remember, it's better to work it slowly and bring them into the fold slowly and solidify that than to scare them off and let them stick their heads back in the sand, because then we're starting from square one again. So piece by piece, y'all. Have a good night. Thank you for joining us. Blade Runner, we're already in the final stages. It happened to the Greeks and Romans. Things we are in the last days. We know it.
So that Boy Scout video, I'm thinking it was in New York at a Pride parade. It seems like it. I'll dig into it and find that video and the source. And so stay tuned to Clout Hub, Facebook, all that. The information all going to be up on there. So I'll share it with you guys. But it seems like it was New York City. But they also have these annual marches out in San Francisco and Chicago as well. So we're probably going to see it surface in other cities as well, similar Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts. And it's just the children don't need to. This is
protecting their innocence. It doesn't matter if you're on that side or you believe in that or you don't believe in that or, you're on a Christian side or what. There's just some things you don't introduce your children to at a certain age. And on top of that, if you're an adult, you have your own kids and you want to introduce them, that's all on you, man. That's your kid. Somebody said last night on a TikTok, he said, those are my kids to program, not yours. And, we believe in protecting the innocence of children. We're not going to go into theology or anything like that, right, wrong. It's protecting the innocence of children. And what will rob them of their innocence. So.
Yeah, all these sexual innuendos. And it's like
I didn't have to.
What? Hey, it is what it is. Everybody wants to put things out there right now in this day and age. They want to try to throw people like us under the bus. Fuck them. And I'm not going to throw my ass under the bus. And I'm going to have restraint. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie and I'm not going to just back down either. I'm not going to allow myself to get ran the fuck over either. I love you guys. Sorry.
Matters are more passionate.
Don't run me over with the bus. I'm not going to run you over either with the bus. The hell does it look like?
All right. You good, Tanya? Anything else? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I just need time to process some stuff and get back at it.
Hopefully, we're able to get some good structured information out to y'all. Again, I'm going to put it up there. Email us, USLA@protonmail.com.
She muted herself. Request informational packet if you want the packet of information that we were discussing at the beginning of this live. So you can do that. We'll post it on our Clout Hub and our main Facebook page as well. It'll be in PDF format, so you can download it that way and save it. And Wednesday is the day we plan to have it. We've been talking about this packet for, I know, 2 months, if not 3. So,
we work on everything at night, during the day, whenever we can. We all have work, jobs, lives. Although our lives are pretty much work for USLA. So he asked me to go to dinner the other night. I'm like, I can't, man. I'm on a meeting. He's like, what kind of meeting? I'm like, USLA. Well, what's that? Oh, it's this. Yeah. Well, how long is that going to be? I don't know.
4 hours, probably.
3 hours. So, only way I see you recognize the sky is that you, Glory be the woman on the right. No, I am Lisa, the mayor. Blade Runner.
The other Glory Bee.
This is the other Glory Bee. There's 2 of them.
You got Aunt B, and then you got me. That's the 2 Glory Bees.
And I'm Lisa, the mayor. And I just want to shout out to Wes that Wes will remind Tommy to bring snacks next time.
His phone went dead. He told me to tell y'all.
Yeah, Wes said Tommy forgot the snacks. He needs to bring them next time.
Okay.
So we'll get snacks. All right. That's our email. Don't hesitate. Questions, answers, volunteer. You want to help with anything? Suggestions? Just reach out to us. We're listening. Promise. Have a good night.
Good night.
guys.
God bless, Godspeed. Love you guys.
Peace.
See you later.
Yeah.
Lots of love. Bye.